Hello and welcome to this video on Gross Domestic Product, or GDP, a concept that helps us measure the size and performance of a country's economy. In this video, we will learn what GDP is, how it is calculated, and why it matters. GDP is the total market value of all the final goods and services produced and sold within a country's borders in a specific time period, usually a year or a quarter. Final goods and services are those that are consumed by the end users and not used as inputs for other goods and services. For example, a loaf of bread is a final good, but the flour used to make it is not. GDP can be calculated in three ways: by adding up all the expenditures, all the incomes, or all the value added in the economy. The expenditure approach sums up all the spending by different groups in the economy, such as consumers, businesses, government, and foreign buyers. The income approach sums up all the income earned by different factors of production, such as labor, capital, land, and entrepreneurship. The value-added approach sums up all the differences between the value of output and the value of inputs at each stage of production. All three methods should yield the same result because every expenditure is someone else's income and every output is someone else's input. However, in practice, there may be some discrepancies due to data limitations or measurement errors. GDP can be expressed in nominal terms or real terms. Nominal GDP measures the current market value of output using current prices. Real GDP measures the constant market value of output using base year prices. Real GDP adjusts for inflation and allows for comparison of output over time or across countries. GDP is important because it provides a snapshot of a country's economic health and performance. It indicates how much a country produces and consumes in a given period. It also reflects the living standards and well-being of its people. GDP can be used to compare the size and growth of different economies and to evaluate the effects of policies or shocks on economic activity. However, GDP also has some limitations as an indicator of economic welfare. It does not account for non-market activities, such as household work or volunteer work. It does not account for environmental costs or benefits, such as pollution or natural resources. It does not account for income distribution or inequality, which may affect people's happiness or satisfaction. It does not account for quality improvements or innovation, which may enhance people's utility or productivity. To summarize, GDP is the total market value of all the final goods and services produced and sold within a country's borders in a specific time period. GDP can be calculated by adding up all the expenditures, all the incomes, or all the value added in the economy. GDP can be expressed in nominal terms or real terms to adjust for inflation. GDP is important because it measures the size and performance of a country's economy. However, GDP also has some limitations as an indicator of economic welfare. Thank you for watching this video on Gross Domestic Product. I hope you learned something new and useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. See you next time.